Only if they touch the green have they got to be careful.
Morelli really
on the penultimate corner. I wonder if he's going to do the same thing. Christian Daniel Jr. on a couple of laps. He said, I just closed my mind to the pain, closed my mind.
Look, he's trying to make his way through on Veda Pratama. He just tried to outbrake him there, but Pratama
70, but Morelli tries to squeeze him. Superb stuff, but Christian Daniel gets through to head and went for it. And he said, I'm going to do the same thing in race 2. So that is what...
cut his nose off to make sure he couldn't get through. Bryant's back in the lead though. Where's Dinesh? Just
the American is up into 3rd place where he finished yesterday.
Absolutely brilliant. You've got to keep an eye as well on Hakim.
As much as anything, Zen is sitting there in 5th place rather than battling Hammer.
On the back of this group, he's behind the number 32 of Ramadeepa, the Indonesian rider who's been Dinesh in 9th place, former championship leader now. We now sit 2nd place in the standings.
And Tongs at every corner with the guys ahead of him.
Well, there we go. Smart lad, smart lad. As we look back down on some great form lately as well. He's trying to go on the inside.
Ooh, did he touch it?
Was 4 points off the lead. He is where he started in 9th position. He's got the yellow helmet. Order then it's Karpushin and Benyat Fernandez, Ramadeepa, Plump, Pugliese's fallen.
It looked as though they touched rear wheel there, didn't it?
I think he left a couple of tyre marks on Ramadeepa at the back of the first couple of groups. Keep an eye on his progress.
Yes.
Morelli.
We almost lost Morelli.
Oh, that was a big moment, wasn't it? There. But Dinesh, after an initial sluggish start, he's in the groove again.
Superb start for all these guys. It really is building up into something special. I wonder whether Pratama...
And he's still keeping it pinned. Uriarte, though, responded. They're getting faster and faster, lap by lap position, trying to make his way up to 7th. Gonzalez trying to make a move on Brian Uriarte in.
And Uriarte can break away.
Yeah,
Christian Daniel said he was
144.9 this time around. Well, this race is absolutely on, isn't it? First again, but not quite.
Yeah, superb, nice line from Brian Uriarte there, hanging on. Just didn't get into the groove quickly enough yesterday. Up the inside of the number 11.
Morelli decides to is he doing that because maybe a wet patch caught him out and he wants somebody
to the advantage?
Morelli's made his way up into 3rd as well, ahead of Pratama, so this would be the case.
Here's David Gonzalez. Christian Daniel said he didn't get into the groove quickly enough.
Else to take charge or what? I don't know. Or is he just a bit spooked and needs to gather himself again?
Well, yeah, you know.
That's where Uriarte does take the championship today.
Yeah, indeed. And the wet yesterday and was determined to do it today. He is now in the groove, right behind. He knows there's a few laps to go and he can afford just to follow Brian for a corner or two. Because Veda knows that, so he's going to be he must be worried about the 2 Spaniards. Brian Uriarte.
Wow, look at this. Christian, this is super impressive. He's not just quick in...
Because he's not going to get away from them, is he? No, 3 abreast behind Brian Uriarte. Getting ahead now. They could make a break on Morelli and make it very difficult for them. We'll see.
Nowhere as he was yesterday. He's quick in the dry too. That's where he got his first podium at the start of the year.
But Marco Morelli holds on to 2nd place ahead of Veda Pratama. See what happens.
Through Curvone, here we go, on board with the Indonesian. Not quite as he tried in her ref. And we now have a 1, 2, 3. It looked like Veda was trying to break away at the... That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Well then, Leo Ramastorfer into 9th place to make a move through Morelli there. That is one of the bravest places to do it on the calendar at the start of it, but they've caught him right back up. Will we see any kind of moves in towards 2A and 2B as well as we look back down the order? Lennox Famara as well, the Swiss rider. This is the best we've seen from him. Really, look at that! Oh wow, but it's such a pleasure to watch. Daniel looking towards the inside but thinks better of it.
And Marco,
really good stuff. Congratulations to him for that ride, however he finishes up. This is watch Veda Pratama rider. Morelli fights straight back at him, tries to stand him up in the middle of the corner.
Morelli was well off in the green stuff, exiting the first corner on that time, so we had some
really good. As we see, Dinesh has gone down again, Peter, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
That as well, absolutely brilliant.
Rubbing paint off each other, and yet they're not slowed down at all. Well, its warnings yesterday, they've got to watch that.
In towards turn. That'll be him down and out of the race. And that's your lot from Hakim.
Because they didn't lose ground to Uriarte and in that battle.
3 they come then. 54 leads from 51, 70, 95.
That's not a way to end the year. But anyway, let's hope, let's trust that he
Well, then just behind them, you've got Pugliese, Zen Mitani, who started from 4, 11, 34 of Mitani, 6th place, Singapore, 7th, great stuff from him.
Blown up and saved him from injury, and these
on the grid. He's in 6th, just ahead of Danish now in 7th, who's dispatched Ramadeepa, pushing up from 8th place to 7th. As he's also over.
The Alpine Stars Tech Air suits had 2 canisters, so even after his first fall,
we see fastest laps of the race, the fastest rider on track of the race so far. Hack taken Singapore now as well. Danish not making the progress that he needs to be making at this stage.
He can get up, the thing will self-deflate, ride again, and it will go.
Danish!
Yeah, absolutely, brilliant stuff. He knows what he's got to do, so even Danish
to the season.
Right, and Danny Revolta was saying that it's one of their cases off a second time if he falls off again, which of course he's just done. She went into the race, as I said, saying that the bike was only 80% sorted. He's right to make haste slowly round here with these stop and go corners. You can't go in. The temptation is to wait the third time. Anyway, right, 5 laps to go. It's Brian Uriarte. Around any kind of problems that he's got at the moment, fastest man on track.
The other 20% has got to come.
Rush in late on the brakes, get it stopped, then turn, and he says you just screw yourself up completely. And not quickest laps from those guys this time around. Marco Morelli, David Gonzalez
from him, and that other 20% came from Marco Morelli there as he pushes Pratama out.
You cannot get out the corner well. Watch a rider like Brian Uriarte who knows what he's doing. Mitani has passed Pratama.
Oh, Ramersdorfer and Agostinelli and wide as they flick it right then left onto the little straight here from turn 6. Uriarte.
He's a little bit slower into the corner, but much quicker coming out.
Got to hand it to Singapore, all gone down. Think must have been at the same corner, say over the curbs, having to jump back onto the track. He's really drilling the paces. Beñat Fernandez in number 7. He's up from 24th on the grid to 11th in base.
Now that's all we care about at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Right.
Back to the front. Here we go. Isn't he, Peter? But he's got a lot of riders able to come with him.
Yeah, he has. And David Gunn
complete 1 lap. That is a heck of a great progression from the young Spaniard.
Yeah, Brian Uriarte has the advantage. He's the cup winner. He's the man to beat. Gonzalez, you know, he had a fall yesterday. He said he was going for pole. He just pushed and pushed and pushed until of course he's already won 1 race and has got also a 3rd this year. The inside comes, and it's Marco Morelli who's trying to do just that. Pushed too hard and slid off, but he said, I'm okay, the bike's okay, you know, I'm going to do it in. It's Christian Daniel to take the lead.
That was absolutely brilliant, wasn't it? So Veda goes.
Just 3.5 laps
Morelli
remaining.
Looking up the inside, guarding his line, the
race, and he's chasing Brian Uriarte very strongly now.
Morelli just really from 1st to 3rd position as Daniel will come across the line, leading this racing for a potential overtake, thinking better of it. Other riders are off the track. You see the scrapes on